I'm Rob Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner Podcast. Today I'm talking to Felix and Rita Raju from Chennai, India. They're going to share about their journey as disciples in Chennai, on the Kolkata mission team, their work with Hope, and now going back and leading a region in the Chennai church. All this and more on the Rob Skinner Podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner Podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Felix and Rita, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Rob, for having us.
We've had quite a journey trying to get together. We had some technical difficulties and some scheduling issues. It's a long ways away from Tucson, Arizona, in Chennai, India. So thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So looking forward to talking to you guys. How'd you guys become Christians?
Yeah, actually, after my college was over, within few months, in the month of June 1990, I was running a medical outlet in Chennai, and a call came from my cousin, Mr. Mervin. I know he's my relative, and he called me up for the Bible talk, and I was shocked to hear. Actually, he is a disciple from New Jersey Church, and he came to Chennai to do the medicine in Chennai. And that's where he invited me. I went there to the Bible talk, which was led by Mo Adami. There were a lot of doctors were there in that Bible talk, and I was there, and I was so convicted in the Bible talk. It was so convicting where Mo did an amazing lesson. And after the lesson, I really wanted to be part of this group. Now, obviously, next day they asked me to come to the church. I went to the church in 1990. There were almost 40 disciples who were there, and when I entered inside, I was so excited because everybody was greeting me. Everybody was asking my name, and it was a great message. After the message, you know how they talk to us, they talk to me, and I was like, no, yes, I want to study the Bible. They asked me, do you want to know more about the Bible? I said yes. And that's where problems started because I have a big family. I have two brothers, three sisters, and I'm from a Catholic background. And when I started going to the church, my dad was giving a lot of problems. He was not happy with me because I started studying the Bible. I have to leave the medical outlet because it doesn't help me to come to the meetings. So obviously I left, and I had to run away from my house for a week and stayed in my cousin's house, Mervyn Richard's house. In fact, my dad came to his place and he abused him that why did you, invite my son to your church? And then he came to the church. He was very furious with Mo Adami, and then I had to tell my dad, if you want me to come to the house, you should allow me to the church. So ultimately, he allowed me, and then I became a disciple in 27th July in 1990.
Okay. How about you, Rita? Were you guys already married at the time?
No, we were not married at the time. I came same year in 1990. I entered. Actually, I was invited by my tutor. I used to go for, I wanted to go for tuition. So he invited me, and he was a disciple by then. So he told me, a lot of young girls who are so young at this age, they do God's work. Why don't you come? So I was not at all skeptical, and I did not try to scrutinize or do anything, but I just followed him. I just went with him, and then to Mo's place. We were very close to Mo's place that time. So Mo and Terry, their daughter was there, and then I saw many sisters, working there, and who was just teaching people the Bible and hanging around. So I was so shocked. Can it be true that at this young age, can people, dedicate their life to God. So I was like very shocked, and I was really inspired by that. Then I came back home, and they started visiting. All the sisters started coming to my house, but then that was very near to us, so we felt a little weird. Like, people have never come to our house, so how come these sisters wearing lipsticks? And they were in India. It was it, and especially in Chennai, it's a very conservative place. So like they wear modern dress and they all come, and I used to like, oh my God. I don't know why did I even go there. These women are coming to our house. I started hiding from them, and once the disciples, once they get you, and then they will not leave you. So that's what was happening with me. And then they visited and they invited me to the church, and then I think I went for a Women's Day there. So I quietly came out, and Terry came running behind me. Excuse me, how was it? How did you like? I said, I love the message. So how about you studying the Bible? I said, yeah, sure. Then after that, the sisters kept coming and helped me to teach the Bible. And if there were, I faced, I also faced some persecutions at home because my brother was the only bread earner in the house that time. We are 8 of us. I have 5 brothers and we are 3 sisters. So none of them, most of them were not married. 7 of us were not married. And I had to make that big decision to follow Jesus. So I had to seek his permission, to go out of the house or to travel to church. So he said, no. I also come from a Catholic background. And then I had to make a decision whether to listen to him or to follow, to become disciple. So I never took such drastic step in my life because we all were under our brother that time. So we were under his mercy that time, actually, I would say. And then I somehow made it, and he was really not happy. He was angry. And then I started going to church, and I was a disciple. And we both, when Felix came to the church, I was already a disciple that time. He came as a visitor for a Bible talk. And so that's how I became a disciple. That is my life story. And after I became disciple, my sister, my mom, my grandmom, my dad, they all became a disciple later.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Okay, so then you guys were in the same Bible talk together, and you just naturally fell in love. Is that what happened?
Exactly, you're right. Your prediction is right. This is what happens everywhere. So yeah, we were together, and once she came for a KKC, and they put us in the KKC in charge, and that's where I was falling in love with her because she was always fired up. She was very giving. She's very relatable to the kids. And that's where I said, okay, it's time for me to settle down. And I spoke to my discipler ultimately to get married.
Wow. What year did you guys get married?
We got January.
What age?
What age?
No, what year?
January 9th, 1994.
1994. Okay. Do you guys have any kids?
Pardon me?
Do you have any children?
Yeah. We have a daughter and a son. Daughter is 27-year-old. Son is 23 years old. And my daughter is in UK right now. She finished her MSc Entrepreneurship from Manchester University. And son is right now, he's pursuing his college. He's in his final year, St. Joseph's College in Bangalore.
Wow. Okay. So 27 and 23. You guys have...
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, can you just give me a quick overview since you became a Christian in 1990? Is that right?
Yes.
Where have you guys been? Can you just kind of give a broad and a short overview of where you've been? You guys were both converted in Chennai or Madras.
Exactly.
It was called Madras at the time?
Yes. Yeah. Beginning it was Madras, then it was Chennai.
Okay.
So basically, after becoming a disciple, and we were this is the first time they were opening a medical a mobile medical van under the banner of Hope Worldwide. So because a lot of doctors were their disciples in the church, so they want to introduce this, and we have a doctor called Dr. Yoga Ashok. They're already there, and I'm more into medicines because I'm running a medical outlet. They told me, why don't you be part of this program where you can distribute medicines in the camp? So that's where 1990 in November we started the first mobile medical van, which is basically the van has everything. There's a doctor inside, there's a cabin for the patients to see. It's a fully air conditioned. It's like a mini hospital. So we go to slum and sit there the whole day from morning to evening, and the patients will come and treat there for various diseases. And almost 100 patients we see every day. And once we finish the camp, then we go to the next area next day. Same thing happens every day. We meet about 100 patients. We give free medicines, make sure, because these are the areas where very poor section of people there, where they cannot afford to go to nearby hospital or to buy medicine. And the medicine which we give are our branded medicine, which will really cost a lot. And we did it for.
Are you trained as a doctor? Are you a doctor?
No, no, I'm not a doctor. We already had a doctor in the church, and I'm mostly into medicines. I distribute medicines in the camp where they see the doctor writes the prescription, then they come to me and I distribute medicine because I have the experience of medical
I
experiences
see.
there.
So you guys got the funding for a van to just drive to different areas and help people.
Exactly. This is the first time in India. From there only, the first time Hope started from Chennai to in every part of India actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think then there is a point came when one day we met about 350 patients in a day to make sure that every needs are met. So basically, I worked for almost 4.5 years in Hope Worldwide.
Wow.
And that's where the next question is. I think I need to talk about Calcutta trip.
Please go ahead. So after doing that for 4.5 years, you went to Kolkata?
Yes, exactly. We were all that time we were already married before going to Calcutta. We both of us are married actually, and within few months, within 6 months, I remember once I'm going to the evangelist house, basically an evangelist house where I take care of his mother-in-law in making sure the medicines are given properly, medicines are there. So I do a lot of works for the evangelist because he needs some help. So I said I will do it for him, and that's the time there was a staff meeting was going on, and they were planning to send a second mission team to East region, the Calcutta. There's already a mission team went there, but there was not much results were there. But then they were planning to send a small team from Chennai, around 5 people. Am I right? Five and 5 people that they want to send, and they were looking at me and they say, okay, Felix is a fired up guy and he knows English and Tamil, but he has a wife. My wife is basically from north. She knows Hindi. She knows almost 4 languages: English, Tamil, Marathi, and Hindi. And Hindi is the main language in Calcutta, which everybody can speak, and Felix can learn. So they said, well, how about asking him? I said, okay, when they asked me, what do you think to go to Calcutta? I said, this is a totally different world, actually, from south to north. Okay, you live in a very affluent city, then you're going to north, which is very tough place, and it's a very poor state. And I said, okay, let me think about it. I'll talk to my wife. So then I went back to my wife. I spoke to her. I thought she would say, no, no, it's very too difficult to take this task because we just married 6 months. But she said, no, we can go. I said, okay. So, but there's a hitch. They said, if you're going to go to Calcutta, there's no job in Hope. You have to find your own job there, and you have to help the ministry. And so ultimately, we left to October 1994. We moved to Calcutta, and being there in Calcutta, it was a very good place. It's an amazing place to live in, actually. And we learned a lot of things in that place. And basically, after some time, after I was working outside in different jobs, and ultimately in 1994, they asked me to be an admin for the East region to take care of the finances. So that's where they said, no, why don't you be part of it? And I also was leading a ministry, half of the church I was leading. Then they said, why don't you do even the admin part also? So they're giving me a place where I can operate from my house ministry also. So I almost stayed for more than almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
In that.
So you went there self-supporting, and then you worked as administrator until 2003. And then what'd you do?
Then 2003, as you know, this financial crisis came, and they said it's very difficult to have a job for you in the long run. They didn't ask me to move out, but I can see many of the evangelists and all were moving out because financial has become really tight. As you know, next will be the administrator only. And also before they told me joining an admin, yes, your wife also will join with you an admin. So in that way, I was prepared that with two people earning and then doing a ministry, doing admin, can run the house also. But when 2003, when my job is at stake, definitely my wife's job, she's not going to get it. So I said, okay, let me think about going back, because I also felt that since we were moved to Calcutta when we were very young as a married couple, I didn't do much to my own family because I have two brothers, three sisters, and she also has a very big family. Personally, I want to do something for my family because they need a lot of emotional support. There are a lot of sisters who are not married, and since I'm the eldest, I said I can contribute something and win their love back, because there's a gap between us. Actually, they're thinking that you left us at the prime time, and ultimately my brother took over. So that's where in 2003 we both moved back to Chennai.
Okay. And then what did you do for work?
Yeah, actually, basically, I started working outside different places. Okay, it was very tough because at the age of 45, looking for a job, it's not easy in Chennai actually. And so ultimately, I remember my cousin is, he's basically a billionaire. He was having a lot of businesses under his fold. He is into amusement park, hotels, theaters, and there's an art gallery which he said I wanted to be part of it, because I know marketing and sales very well. He said, okay, why don't you be part of it? I said, okay, that's a great move. So that's where I started taking that role and started doing the job, meeting clients, all high profile clients, because this art is basically it's an online all over the world they supply art, and it's a good reach of different high profile clients also I will have, and also to support my family. So in 2012 I moved to this company, and I'm a part of this company till today.
Okay. So, and that's what you're doing today. So
Exactly.
that's a big shift. You were working in medicine with Hope Charity, a nonprofit, and then administration, and then all of a sudden you're working in the secular world as running an art house. And so that's
Exactly.
you've had a lot of variety. Now, Rita, are you working? Or are you at home? Or
No, ever since I was working when we went to Calcutta,
right?
because we had to work because we need to support ourselves. But
Right.
then as soon as I got conceived, I got pregnant with our first daughter. So I stopped working. So ever since then, Felix was not in the favor of me working. He
Right.
wanted always to be with the children.
That's smart. Okay, let me ask you this: what event in your life has had the biggest impact, other than your conversion to marriage? When you look back on your careers, I'm assuming you guys are in your late 50s.
Yes.
What's had the biggest impact?
Yeah, you're talking about the event, something happened other than the marriage. I remember uh, basically when you are in Calcutta, it's one of the poorest state actually, and people stay in 250 to 300 square feet house. It's a small room, and people they'll have a very big bed, and they'll all sleep on top, a whole family of 5 to 6 people. Underneath will be a cooking where they cook food, okay, and then they whatever they do in that small space only, okay, the entire family lives in that. And when we saw that, okay, we have a very comfortable life in Chennai, and here people are disciples are struggling, and a lot of people are struggling in life. In fact, they have to bathe outside on the road. There will be a tap water flowing, and they'll have a bath outside. Most of the men, women try to do somewhere inside the house also, and they have a common toilet. It's a very tough situation. You see, most of the entire population live in a very poor state. And what it really inspired me is, in one way, there is no God. It's one of the toughest place to evangelize. In fact, Kip Mackin once said, this is an armpit of the church, actually, because the church never grown for a long time. Even till now, the membership is only 70 to 80 disciples, and it was a tough church. And what impacted me is I need to go and evangelize. I remember that we wanted to evangelize for 1,000 people in a day, and we decided, and many of the brothers sisters decided to go on the day. What we did is, I took my brother, okay, who is a Bengali translator, and I said, okay, let's go. I know we went to a station, and we got the ticket, and we moved inside the train. And there was in the compartment, maybe 150 to 200 people will be there. And I started, more than that, 250 people will be there. And I started preaching in English, and this brother will translate in Tamil. Okay,
Bengali.
I'm sorry, in Bengali. And there's a verse I take, and I started preaching about it. And we moved to different compartments like this, because I felt like now so much people are. This is one of the populated state in India. I said it's important to do that. And we was felt so happy. From morning to evening, we could able to preach to hundreds of people. I believe, I don't know the numbers, but definitely we would have crossed more than 1,000 people on that day. And not only me, many of the disciples did it on that day, and that really impacted me. That it's time for me to give my best in this city. That whatever time I have to live in there and do my work there.
That's amazing. My gosh. How about you, Rita? Do you have
Yeah, because I decided to go and evangelize 100 people a day. So I thought, okay, let me just go. And I went in the hot sun, leaving my daughter behind with some disciples. And I said, okay, I cannot go. And then she couldn't stay for some time. Then again, I took her along with me, and I started evangelizing on my own. And then I set up a time with a sister. She also came with me. She said, okay, fine, because she was working for the staff, the full-time workers, the evangelists and the ministry leaders. She was working for them, and then she took half a day work off from the work, and then she joined me to evangelize. And then we went out evangelizing around in the evening, early evenings. And then I had just, my goal was to meet 100 women. So I said, okay, somehow I'm going to make it happen. And then that time it was around 60 women I already invited. And then we were just going. And then I saw one sister come, right? A woman was coming with 2, 3 bags in her hand. And I stopped her and I spoke to her. And she was very happy. She was from a Roman Catholic background. And I said, what's your name? So my name is Rita. I said, what? My name is Rita too. I said, wow, so nice to meet you. So tell me what. So I just want to invite you for this program. And my life changed. I'm sure that if you come, your life too will change. And she was going through a lot in her life and in marriage and things like that. Then she decided, okay, that following Sunday she came. One sister followed upon her. Then she came. She was staying very far from, like, away from the city. But she happened to come, and she was really convicted by the message. She started studying Bible, and then she became a disciple. She reached out to a lot of women, and her son became a disciple. And now her son became lately a disciple. And after that, right now, he's gone as a full-time worker in Delhi church.
Wow.
Right now, he's serving the Delhi church.
Wow.
Her son. So that really impacted me, and I used to think, wow, praise God, I made the decision that day to go out and evangelize 100 women.
That's amazing.
I did not complete that day 100 women because it was getting too late. But I almost met 70
That's
women that.
incredible. That's amazing. It's amazing to think how one invitation can change so much. Isn't it incredible? It's just like, wow. And how we get so afraid or resistant to doing it. It's, we're just so reluctant. And yet, if we can push ourselves past that fear, lives can change. That's really inspiring. Can you guys, is there, like, when you look back on, you guys have had a long career as disciples. When you look back, can you share about a time when you felt like you saw the footprints of God, or you felt like I really saw God's working in my life in a powerful way? Now, maybe something you've already shared, but share about a time when you really felt like, man, that was God. That was definitely God working in my life.
For me, it was when I delivered my daughter. So my mom had come. In India, it's a custom that my mother-in-law and my mom they come and visit and be there for your daughter's post-delivery.
Right.
And then she had come, and then my mother-in-law came. She was there for 2 weeks, and she left back. She came back to Chennai. Then my mom stayed back for a month. So when she decided to go back, because she had left the family behind in Chennai, so she decided to go back to Chennai. So the day she was leaving, we went to see her off at the station. So that there was still time for the train to depart. So we went along with her and sitting and talking in the compartment and we didn't even realize we are so much engrossed while in the conversation. The train started moving, and the co-passengers, are you also traveling with us? I mean, you are coming. So no, we are not. We just came to see see her off at the station. See, train is moving. I said, oh my God. Our daughter was just 1 month old baby. I think a little less than that. And my husband and I and our daughter, we were inside the train. And when we were panicking, and in the panic, we didn't know what to do. So, and the train started taking the speed and what to do. And then the co-passenger said, okay, do one thing. You get down,
I'll get down.
Yeah, he said, okay, I'll get down. Then what Felix said, okay, fine, you get down. So I said, no, train is moving. How can I get down? No, you have to get on. He just literally pushed me out of the train. And I was about to fall. I somehow managed to just, then he and the baby are there in the train. And then that guy said, you also get down. And what about the baby? You don't worry about the baby. You just get down. And Felix also got down. And meanwhile, in this panic, the train, the speed is going. And then he had our daughter in his hand. Then Felix got down, and I said, baby. Then he just threw our daughter from the train at the station.
Oh my gosh.
He threw and Felix, when you can just misjudge, if you just little bit and the baby falls down and maybe may not fall right under the track, but then even on the platform, she'll get hurt. She was just three weeks old baby. And then somehow, God protected. Felix held the baby. And then my mom, throughout her, till she reached my home, she did not have anything. So we called her up and found out what did you do? I did not have anything. The passengers, they were telling me, why don't you have something? They are fine. I saw the baby is in his hand and your daughter is fine, everything. And she didn't even have one glass of water that day.
Oh
She was so terrified. So that way we saw God's, God was definitely.
I wish that you had that on videotape. That would be amazing.
That's very good.
Those days, those days CCTV cameras were not there at
That's
the
right.
station.
That's right. That's
I'm sure. So
oh my gosh. That's
that was
great.
dangerous. Yeah. And it didn't even strike us for us to pull chain. Those days where there was a provision where we can pull chain and nothing struck us.
Right.
We were all dumbstruck.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do. We were so totally blank.
Oh my
So
gosh. Oh my
that
gosh.
was amazing. Even till date, we keep telling our children, our daughter, this is how God protected you. Hannah, you are a God's child.
That's
God
right.
has a lot of plans, to use you. So make sure, you use your life for God.
That's right.
Even for me, I think I remember I was in Calcutta. My brother is in US, and he wants to buy a house for my family. And as you know, I was in the admin. I'm working for the staff. And when he called me, Felix, this is going to change our life if you have a house, because we have a very big family. Through this house, everybody can settle down. You go and help. And as the eldest son, I could not able to do much financially. But when my brother called me up, he said, I said, okay, I need to do something for my brother actually. So as you know, in the past, they'll give only 1 week time to go and meet the family. You cannot take beyond 1 week. So I said, okay, fine. I'll go. I trust God. I will go. Okay. So I took a train. Okay. It's almost 24 hours. Okay. More than 26 hours. Almost 1.5 days gone. I reached Chennai, and I called my dad. I said, give me the papers which you have seen. So he has taken 1 year of paper, and he has followed up a lot of people, and he did not able to find any house. But I took the same paper. I called up again. On the second day, I started calling almost 100 numbers. On the third day, I went and saw 3 houses according to our budget. We are looking for an independent house so that my mom and everybody can stay. On the third day, I said, okay, this is the house. Okay, I liked it. I told my brother, okay, this is a very good house. Go for it. And fourth day, when I left, I said, God, thank you so much, because because that's this one. It moved my family completely. They believe that if Felix comes and pray to God, God will find a solution. The funny part is, my dad saw the same numbers. If I could not able to find the house, but I took the same paper. I found this house which we are living today now, and no, it was a miracle. Within 5 days, I could finish the house and go back to Calcutta, continue my work. Was a miracle that I could see God's power working in our lives.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Your family must have been amazed that you're able to do it so
Yes,
quickly.
exactly. In 2 days' time, to get a house within the budget and in a very posh area, we are very close to the beach, and all the amenities were there, and I was amazed.
Well, if it's close to the beach, I think I want to come visit.
Yeah, it is very close to. You can come. You can stay in my house, very close to the beach,
There you go.
5 minutes away.
When you first you emailed me, you said that you had stepped back into leadership, and I
Yes.
want to talk to you about that. Why you apparently you're out of it for a little while, and then you step back into it. What inspired you to go back into leadership in the church? You've been through a lot. You've already served many years. What happened?
Yeah, I believe after we moved out, there are so many discouraging news happening in the kingdom. Your best friends are leaving the ministry. They're finding their own ways going out. And I said, okay, I have to see my family also, and I have to move out, and I have to start working outside, and it's very tough. So I felt like, why God? Why it's so? It is very difficult to look for a job now, but I have to look for it. But still, we were holding on to God. We were going to churches and all. And we were doing very bare minimal thing, because I already started a medical outlet on my own, which I had to be there from morning to evening. I did not have much time for my family, for the ministry also. I'll come only on Sunday. Sometimes I'll come with the midweek meetings. And it was going on for some time. Then I felt like, okay, what is happening? This is not me. And I remember one of the disciple, one of the admin, a brother, who called me up and said, "Bro, why don't you come?" And we were spending some time. He said, "Bro, there is a lot of need in the ushering. Okay, If you come to church, it's a big church. We almost have 1,000 disciples. There's no proper coordination. Everybody sits wherever they are. There are a lot of commotions. And then I said, okay, I will take this role. So first I start out with a simple role, and because that's way I can please God. And we started, taking that, ushering almost 40, almost 20 to 30 people were there, and we started streamlining the ushering services. We become very, we want to be very careful. We want to have a proper way of treating the brothers and sisters. And from there only, I started feeling good. Up in the meantime, I also started working for Art House. I have more time, and then I said, okay, it's time to get into the ministry. And we were feeling empty when we were not doing much ministry, because we were missionaries. We used to go a mission team doing different things. Suddenly you drop everything, you feel it's so much empty.
Yeah.
And my wife is like always stressing me, you need to go back, you need to go back. I was like, yes, wait, I'm not settled down. I should be ready before I go. And 2012, we were like, okay, it's time to go back. And that's why we started going to the ministry, and now going to lead the ministry slowly. And then at the end, within few years, we could able to lead a zone with 40 people. And also we take care of the marrieds in our region also. So God really, blessed us in many ways. It gives us a joy to see, so many people become a disciple in recent months also.
Yeah, that's what's, really impressive to me is you guys have been disciples for 35 plus years. It's a
Yes.
long time. And,
Yes.
you guys are happily married, got adult kids now. What's helped you stay faithful to God for this length of time? I share your concern. It's painful when you see people that you love drift away from their relationship with God. Maybe, maybe they're still believers, but they're not active. They're very they've lost their fire, they've lost their passion. What's helped you to keep the fire going?
Yeah, maybe my wife can start.
Yeah, it's all started when we went to Calcutta. It's all started there, and we used to see, the place where we come from the south. South is much more God fearing than the any other part of India. Like there's a lot of idol worship goes on. There's a lot of it's a very hard place. People are very sinful, and a lot of things goes on. But then South is a very God fearing, especially the Kerala and Tamil Nadu, where we belong, Tamil Nadu. So that's why when we grew up in such a place, and then we had to totally go to the other extreme, the eastern part of India, and then we saw there's so much of sin was so rampant, and then we decided, and there was so much of broken relationship, and even the relationship even in their own family with their children they didn't have. And I started thinking, my faith in God grew, and I started, becoming very grateful to God. Our attitude of gratitude really changed, being in Calcutta. And then we wanted to continue back in Chennai. Yes, we gave some break, but at the same time, that the dream was always there in our heart. Like I never wanted. I always felt, doing God's word is the ultimate satisfaction that can, you will get it from.
Yeah.
And to see that today what we are, it is God is using us, and helping us to lead the zone. So we are really grateful.
Amen.
And how much God has done even in our children's life, how much we faced a lot of roller coaster time with our children as they were growing up, in their teenage, in the adolescent age, but just to see where they are right now. So that really inspires us more and more. So we are helping, and maybe people ask us, help us in parenting or in the marriage, more in the marriage. So different people, different couples, when they approach us, so we want to give our time, because we are right now empty nesters. So we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So that really inspires us, whatever we have
Right.
seen in Calcutta.
Yeah,
That's
for
awesome.
me, I think the greatest thing that happened in 35 years, what made me to hold back is, see, one thing I appreciate the leadership. Okay, when we did wrong, they apologized to the church. They were felt bad. Okay, there are some things which we made a mistake. We want to say sorry to you. I don't think say any other movement, any other place would have happened, because I've been to different churches before come to ICOC, and I've been to so many top leaders. They don't want to talk about it all this, but in our kingdom, where leaders apologized, and also they're willing to talk how they feel, and we could get reconciled. And what a humility, that's what really convicted me that okay, I need to stay back here and do what is right.
Yeah.
And that's made me to be faithful to the church. And also there is so much need is there, and you can keep giving to so many ways. Even my daughter, when she went to UK, and I said, it's very difficult for me to send my daughter to a new place. I remember speaking to Chris Brome. He said, "Don't worry, bro. I'm there. Don't worry. We will take care." Now she's part of the church. She become friends. She's studying the Bible. She's like, she never missed anything there. This happened because of the church. Okay, nobody will give like that. A love which is equal. That's what I was so convicted. Hey, I need to be faithful to God.
Mm. That's awesome. What a nice, great commendation about the leadership. And I think that's something that's not often talked about. Just a willingness to address things, make changes, apologize, and then move on and keep on growing. And I
Yes.
appreciate that. That's awesome.
You can't even go near to any pastor or any leader to know about their life.
Yeah, that's
I've been to you can I challenge them. Can you get to any pastor's life and find out their life, whether they share about their life, whether they confess their sins. You let me know. I will change. I
right.
said nobody has come till today.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. When you guys, what advice would you give to a person who wants to make their life count?
Yeah, I think as far as I know that life is very short, and I believe God has given talents to everyone different. Two talents, three talents, five talents. We all know. I came to church with one or two talents, but today I could confidently say God blessed me more than five talents. We all grown up in the church. Today we are in a top place and doing excellent in many places in the world because of the church, because church trained us.
Yes.
Church in many ways, as a leader, as a father, as a child. And I feel like I need to give back to the church.
Yeah.
If I got five talents, if I don't give five talents back, I'm not doing justice. God says you need to give it back. God demands us.
That's right.
And God, I need to give accountable to God one day. God say, I given it to you so much. Did you give it back?
Right.
So that's the only place I can give it.
That's right.
There's no other place I can give it. And there's so much need. As Bible says, the house is plentiful, workers are few. It is Jesus says from this mouth.
Right.
And what are we doing? What are we giving the talent? Why can't we give it to God? And I believe whatever you do, God blesses us double in my life. In all of our lives. We all know God blesses abundantly. What is holding us back? It's time to give it back. So that's what I said. I want to give it back. And that's why I said, everybody who will listen to this, you give your best to God and God will take care of the rest.
That is so awesome. It's great. Rita, your thoughts?
Yeah. Whatever Felix has said, the same thing. I have, God has done a lot of things. All the all the knowledge that we have today is from definitely being in this community called church. Because of that this is such a great platform. I have come across so many brothers sisters who were like who were nothing, but today to see they are in one of the they are working in the corporate world, in the IT companies, and they are earning really, really well, and their life is so much good right now. But in the beginning, when I saw, they were like, one very like if people, a person, what you say, a person next door neighbor, I like don't. So very, very simple people.
Yeah.
They didn't have much knowledge, but with the help of the church, they developed,
Yeah.
and that's the blessings of God. Actually,
Yeah.
you give to God, and your life changes. And this is such a great platform, and that's what my prayer is. Till I die, my last breath should be serving God. And even I don't want to be lying around lonely on the bed, nobody visiting me. No, I want to, keep giving, because so many women are out here there were so many orphanages and old age homes. Women, they long to someone to talk to them.
Right.
I visit them, and it's so sad. I don't want to be one of them.
No.
I want to be giving to God till my last breath. And that's what I tell my children. This is what we've been doing. You also should do that.
That's
and
right.
we are for your children, for your children's children, your children.
Yeah.
I don't know till Jesus comes. You should inspire your children and your generation.
That's right.
To come to serve God. That's
right.
what.
Oh, I'm 100%, man. You're preaching to the crowd or to the choir. I totally agree with you. I feel like the blessings of being in the church are so amazing. Just God's body. You learn so much. You learn so much just by watching, but just the people skills, the ability, the opportunities for growth, the how to work through difficult situations. I mean, there's so many gifts that are given. The friendship, the support. I couldn't agree more. And it's really inspiring to see how you guys have given your life to God, gone on a mission team, served the poor, and are still doing it. And so that's very, very inspiring to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
John.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
Rob,
opportunity.
for this opportunity. We are
Absolutely.
grateful for this time.
Absolutely. Just many, many blessings to you, to your family, to your 2 kids. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. Here's how you can help support the program. First, let your friends know about the podcast. Text them a link. Secondly, read and review one of my books. Or support the program with a gift today. The link is in the show notes, because my goal is to inspire you to make this life count, live a no regrets life, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Have a great day and make this life count.